What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy Chuck Wickills, aka Charles Brown, back again with another Talking Facts. Wanna know how you doing? You good? Good. Alright, bro. It is what it is. This time we're gonna talk about your boy, Ja Rule. And the reason I want to talk about Ja Rule is for the simple fact that this Fyre Fest thing is crazy, bro. Like, I know it's old. I know it's old. I know it happened a year ago, and it's supposed to be all these rich kids got jerked and burnt and blah blah blah. It is what it is. I just finished. I watch both. Like, it's just like these documentaries these days. I watch both documentaries, and it's just like any of these documentaries these days. They shed in light on stuff that you didn't even think about before. So basically, when we were saying, "Oh, Fyre Fest," it was funny, and everybody was tweeting and had all these jokes. Ha 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 ha. We didn't know, end of the day, this type of scam was going to end up with one dude getting 6 years, people losing their life savings over there in, I believe it's the Bahamas. I believe it's the Bahamas or Jamaica, one of them. I believe it's the Bahamas. And we didn't know the extent, the level of this scam that we saw before our eyes, which appeared to be orchestrated by a Ja Rule. We didn't know nothing about the other dude, really. We didn't know nothing about that dude's MO. We didn't know what was going on with that. All we knew was Ja Rule had a party on an island that was supposed to be this massive show with these gigantic headliners, and it was going to be huge, and you couldn't go because you wasn't cool enough, or you ain't have enough money, or whatever. You wasn't invited, whatever the case may be. $250,000 a ticket. Then they put another $250,000 on a wristband to so-called spend money while you're there. And they were supposed to get luxury bungalows and all this good, this, that, and the third. Right? We ain't rich. Whoever listen to this 9 times out of 10, we ain't rich. We don't care because it ain't had nothing to do with us. We wasn't going to pay the shit regardless. We wasn't going nowhere regardless. It didn't matter to us. Half of the people on the bill we didn't even care about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would we care? The only thing was worth going for was like maybe some chicks or something, if you were single or not or whatever, or maybe some just fun in the sun, just laughing, partying, whatever. But end of the day, it really wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? People like me really wasn't tripping. It sound like whatever, but a person like me wasn't gonna pay probably but $50 for something like that. End of the day, it definitely wasn't no $50. Ja Rule all attached to it. Kylie Jenner, or whatever her name is, she the first one tweeted it, went through the roof, sold out. They're selling these tickets at $250,000, bro. What kind of money do you have sitting around where you can just plop $250,000 on a ticket? Like, come on, man. They're giving these influencers, quote unquote, that's what they calling these Instagram people now, they influencers on Twitter and Facebook. And you get enough followers, you are an influencer. That's an actual job now. That's something you get paid to do that shit now. You know what I'm saying? You wear bikinis and you know what I'm saying, thongs all day, and all of a sudden you get enough people looking at you in the thong, you an influencer, and they got to give you 50 grand to talk about some herbal tea or some shit like that. It is what it is. This is the new era. This is a new world. You could be anything you want. I say that to say this. So once we got wind of this Fyre Fest, I didn't even know about Fyre Fest till the shit had failed. I didn't know about Fyre Fest until I saw the cheese sandwich picture of how terrible Fyre Fest was and how disastrous everything was going. And it's like, really? This what we doing? Like, we got your boy Ja Rule mixed up in some fuckery? Oh, shit, this is crazy. I thought Ja Rule was on the up and up. I mean, he already did that time. You know what I'm saying? He already came out on the other side, and he was getting his respect back. He's doing his little shows with Ashanti in there. He's touring. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like Ja Rule on the up and up. He running a fucking scam? And this ain't your average pyramid scam because no money was promised back to them. They just paying just to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real ill scam where they can come up off millions. I think the shit was like 55 million off the break that they had totaled up, and You know what I'm saying? That the dude done spent and went out again. Like he was 35 million in a hole before he even paid for any of the shit really that he had to really pay for. He had none of the bungalows. The shit. So the dude had to. This is how the dude went it. The dude Billy McFarland. And this is the funny shit. The question is, should Ja Rule or will Ja Rule go to jail? One or the other. And Billy McFarland got 6 years in jail. Billy McFarland was already scamming before with some socialite black card where he was having the socialites put money on it. It's supposed to be all this exclusive things you were getting, and apparently they wasn't getting shit but fucked. And this dude had every kind of scam in the book. He said his company was making like $3-4 million and the company only made 60 grand. Just a scammer. Just you know what I'm saying? He ain't no better than the dude in Brooklyn scamming credit cards. He's just a scammer. He's just doing it on a much higher level. So somehow, some way, he got Ja Rule mixed up into this little black card. And while he's under investigation for the black card, whatever kind of credit card this shit is, he hits up your boy Ja, gets him in the middle of the credit card scam, and now Ja running with it. He thinking it's a good idea. So he hits Ja up. Oh shit, this shit is popping. Ja sees this whole thing popping. Of course, he thinking money on the other end. So what does he do? He joined forces with the dude for this other hustle that the dude telling him about Fyre Fest. I mean, we're going to have Major Lazer, Migos. We're going to book out the island that Pablo Escobar used to own and all this shit. So Ja running with he feeding into the shit, and it sound like money. So he thinking like, 50 made all this money. Shit, I'm going to make some money. You know what I'm saying? So he gets into the scam. They go to the island. According to the documentary, first thing they do when they get to the island that's supposedly owned by Pablo Escobar, used to be owned by Pablo Escobar. They used to run drugs off of it. Now they don't. The owner, first thing he says, I want to change the image of this island, the branding. I do not want this shit associated in any form or fashion with Pablo Escobar. You cannot use Pablo Escobar's name in the marketing, the advertising. You cannot say this island was inhabited, owned, or used in any way by Pablo Escobar. First thing they do, they get the permission to use the island, put the down payment, whatever. First commercial they make, the first ad that they put out on Twitter and Instagrams, whatever, it says, previously owned by Pablo Escobar. The owner of the island on site of that ad told them, yeah, we're good here. You're done. So they had to go find another island. That right there tell you you're dealing with somebody who not really all there. It's not really all. The show would have sold itself. The party would have sold itself. You didn't need to say previously owned by Pablo Escobar, but he cooked it all up in his head that this is what he needed to do. And he wasn't going to bend or fold or break on some tradeaway shit. And he's going to stay the course that he's going to do. And he's going to do it that way. I don't think you putting Pablo Escobar in that thing was going to make or break that show. But he did it and he lost the island. That's where this whole shit fell apart, because now he's scrambling for a new island and they got 6 months to do some shit that take a year. 2 years in this case, because it's too big. They try to get all these acts, try to get all this housing and all this shit. Everything fell apart. They ended up buying tents. This is a long story short. They ended up buying tents. They didn't have enough food. They didn't have enough workers to make the food. It rained the night before. So the ground was completely wet. The tents were wet. And they booked the shit on a weekend that the island is already at double its capacity, because it's already another event there. A major event that's already popping. So you try to put your shit on the same day. It ain't but so many planes going in and off of this island. It ain't but so many ways to get in and out. This is why the dude went to jail, because what he did was he did a lot of lying, a lot of scamming. After he scammed them, he went 25, 35 million in the hole. He started putting more tweets up saying, oh, buy the VIP. I'm selling the VIP bungalows and you get this and that and third. You pay another, blah, blah, blah. They pay hundreds of thousands of more dollars, and the scam continued. He wasn't paying his staff. He wasn't paying nobody. If you questioned him, you got fired on the spot. He was like, yo, we're done with you, blah, blah, blah. So this dude had it all looked out. Now, this is my thing. So you watch the documentary, Ja Rule, who has yet to be charged with anything, if I'm not mistaken. Ja Rule all through that documentary. Now, this is all public knowledge. We just having a conversation. These are controversial topics that we discuss here on Talking Facts. And I'm talking facts. Ja Rule all through the documentary, both of them. He start to finish sound like his voice involved with the shit. And the reason I say this is because now that the documentaries dropped, Ja Rule got the tweet talking about, I've been hoodwinking bamboozled just like everybody else. Really? I'm looking at the documentary Sound like Ja's really involved with this shit before and after the shit collapsed. Sound like his voice on the thing talking about we gotta spend this and this ain't fraud. This is more like false advertising. Nigga, what's the difference? The charge is different. That's what it is. That's why he's saying that. But my thing is, I'll never advocate for anyone to go to jail. Never. That's never going to be. I don't want nobody. I'll never say somebody should go to jail ever. So that's not really what this video is about. We're just discussing, will he go to jail? Is it possible that Ja Rule will end up back in jail for this scam? Because this is a major scam. Once you scam this kind of money, once you're doing the upper 50 millions and people losing their life savings and people never getting paid and people on the island getting like beat up because they didn't get paid, like people leaving out of there in trunks of cars so they don't get killed. You're scamming on another level. This dude hit his private jet, was back home. This dude didn't care. So it's like, yeah, they rich kids and spoiled kids, but whatever. But it ain't about them. This about the hustle. This about the scam. Once you scam a certain amount of money of this magnitude, somebody going to jail. And it might not be just one dude. So I said it to say this. This guy pretty much scammed up millions off this thing. He had people over there with no food, no water for like 2-3 days. Some of them people, I heard they didn't get home for 2 weeks. Now, rich or not, that's a human being. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have enough blankets, pillows. These people out there with mosquitoes, those human beings. Those are charges. Them charges is coming. Somebody got to pay for that. I just read today that they gonna start going after the supermodels or the influencers for millions who was posting about this shit. They not playing, bro. They not playing right now. They about to get everybody. So I say that to say, where is Ja? Where is Ja in all this? Like, where is this going for Ja? Like, our guy, where would I be without you? This guy, the guy we love to hate, the hit record maker, the big time, rapper from New York, and all this and that. Where is he in this culpability? Ja getting a little bit of heat, but he not really getting the brunt of this shit that you would think. He getting funny memes and this and that. But at the end of the day, that's a lot of money, bro, to put on one person. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this buck, because I mean, a lot of people wouldn't have fucked with it if it wasn't for Ja Rule's face and name, picture on the shit, and him he tweeting it, he doing interviews talking about this my partner and all this shit. So how is Ja now all of a sudden he is bamboozled and scapegoat? Like I said, I don't want nobody to go to jail. I definitely don't want the dude to go to jail. But it ain't up to me. This is like right now, this some FBI type shit. And just like with this Trump stuff, a lot of stuff coming out late. A lot of stuff coming out 3 years after the fact. Shit that happened in 2015 just starting to come to light. So I'm going to go on a gamble and say they digging through a lot of emails. They digging through a lot of testimony. They digging through a lot of confidential informants. They digging through a lot of text messages, a lot of phone calls recorded and not recorded, a lot of communications. This stuff just starting to heat up. I actually feel bad for Ja because I think he got caught up in something that was way bigger than what he ever could imagine. I think this guy is very, very, like, this guy's another level. You don't see much, you never see things at this level too often. A guy with this level of balls to scheme this big and to put up this much bullshit and make you pay for it on double and triple and, you know what I'm saying, repeat, pay again, tell you another lie, make you pay again. You've never seen somebody so brazen. And Ja Rule got caught up in some shit that he couldn't handle. I think he thought he could handle it. I think he thought, I'm just as smart as the next man. I could see a snake coming a mile away. Well, that snake would have bit you, and he did. Because right now, I think Ja looking at a lot of legal issues. I think some of these lawsuits going to start pointing at Ja. I think some of these people are going to start saying, but wait a minute, if it wasn't for Ja Rule, I wouldn't even have cared. So, you know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna see a lot of stuff in the future with Ja and the law and this Fyre festival shit. I think it's gonna get real crazy. So to answer my own question of talking facts, we always ask questions, and the question is, should Ja Rule go to jail? But I don't even want to say should, because I don't think no one should go to jail. But if you're facing the same charges that this guy, he went to jail, and you're doing this, you did the same shit he did. Yeah, he bamboozled investors, but you helped them bamboozle them. So I don't think Ja Rule should go to jail, but is it possible he will go to jail? It's possible. It's very, very possible. It's a high possibility. Just like nobody thought Bill Cosby was going to go to jail. Bill Cosby's in jail right now as we speak, bro. I think Bill Cosby been in there, it might be 6 months, a year, I don't know. Bill Cosby in jail. So a lot of us thought, certain dudes is bulletproof. Watch out, R. Kelly. I think they got a bullet on his back. I think they got a target on his back too. They're starting to do a lot of investigating that they weren't doing before. So, R. Kelly, tread light, bro. Might want to start going somewhere with no extradition. You might want to do that now. But to answer my own question about Ja Rule, based on everything I'm seeing in these documentaries and based on seeing how this thing played out, I think Ja Rule is in very, very, very dangerous waters. I think Ja Rule has a high possibility of going to jail or having some type of probation or taking some kind of plea. I think that it is a problem. I think Ja Rule Fyre Fest issues just begun. And I don't think he's going to tweet his way out of this. Like I said, when they drop these documentaries, it brings a whole new light on some shit you thought was dead. They just dropped a Michael Jackson documentary. It's going to change a lot of shit that we thought was dead. I don't believe these motherfuckers, but who the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So Fyre Fest was a flop. Ja Rule might end up in jail behind the shit. Billy McFarland already doing 6 years, and I don't think he give a fuck because he's still talking. And I think he wants the attention of, I was that guy. And I think when he get out, he gonna hit the ground running. He probably got a scam working right now from jail, thinking of some shit. Probably get to a phone and figure out another hustle. So basically, I think Ja Rule gonna have to come way better than just I got bamboozled. He gonna have to line up his lawyers, line up his paperwork, line up his ducks in a row, because it's about to get scary, bro. Like that time when they came out to Murder Inc. and it got real scary. This girl gets scary, Ja. Praying for you, bro. My name is Chuckwick Ills, a.k.a. Charles Brown. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to Talking Facts. Write in the comments. Don't write in the comments, whatever you want to do. I'll be back tomorrow or the next day. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. It is what it is. Peace.